The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Hi, I'm Kevin O'Flaherty. I hope you enjoyed this Learn About Law video and podcast presented by O'Flaherty Law. If you need some help, please feel free to give us a call at 563-503-6910. That's 563-503-6910. We offer free consultations in many areas of law, and we have several geographic locations for your convenience. Thanks again for watching and listening.
Hi, this is Andrew with Learn About Law, and in today's video we'll cover how to know if you're an employee or independent contractor in Iowa. We'll discuss the difference between being an employee and an independent contractor, why being sure is important for both the worker and the company, and what factors the courts look at when making a decision, and then the penalties for misclassification. So designation as an employee or independent contractor is important for many reasons, including but not limited to things like pension eligibility, workers' compensation, coverage, taxes, liability, etc. Often, when you are an employee, it is usually very clear your employment contract has specific language concerning your role as an employee, and a lot of times there's little room for interpretation. However, this is not always the case, and independent contractor agreements can sometimes be confusing and ambiguous. So when a worker or employer is unsure, Iowa has resources in the form of investigators and auditors that work for the Iowa Department of Revenue and the Iowa Workforce Development. So ideally, the employer will have consulted the proper legal help when drafting their independent contractor or employment agreement, and the worker will have done their due diligence and educated themselves on the difference between the two. So here are some basic questions to ask when determining if a position should be independent contractor or employee. So how much will the employer control the work being done? What skill is needed to perform and complete the desired work? Who supplies the tools, equipment, and place of work for the project? Who will be, or how will the worker be paid, like hourly, percentage, or lump sum? Is the work part of the regular business of the employer? Is the work usually performed without supervision from the employer? Is there a specific time frame for the work to be completed? Will there be consistent and similar work for an undetermined period of time? So depending on the answer to these questions, you will start to have a better idea of whether the job should be filled by an employee or an independent contractor. There are other specific indicators that you are an independent contractor or employee, and as an employer, understanding these can save you a lot of time and frustration. So let's get a little more specific and talk about a few differentiating factors. First, when you are an employee in Iowa, by January 31st, the employer is required to provide you with a W-2 showing income you were paid and the taxes withheld. The employer must pay 1/2 of your Social Security and Medicare taxes. The employer must pay unemployment taxes, and if you lose your job, you may be eligible for benefits. And then when you are an independent contractor in Iowa, you should be keeping track of your own business expenses so that you can deduct them on your taxes. You pay all your own Social Security and Medicare taxes, approximately 15% of your income, and you may be required to mail in these payments quarterly. Taxes are not withheld from payments to you from the employer. So what factors do the courts look at when determining independent contractor versus employee? Well, some financial factors would be things like, did the worker have to make an investment into the company, and what amount would that be? Then if an investment was made, the position would likely be classified as an independent contractor. Then we have, does the work have the opportunity to leave you with a loss or profit? If so, then it's more likely an independent contractor position. Are you paid after completion of the job and not eligible for reimbursement? If so, then it's probably an independent contractor position. Then we look at the relationship between the two parties, and benefits is another category. So that covers things like, is the worker eligible for or already receives benefits, insurance, etc. on behalf of the employer? If so, then likely we're looking at an employee. Is the service provided to the company crucial and ongoing? Again, this is probably going to be an employee position. Then there's things like job requirements and company oversight. So this covers things like, does the business control when, where, and how you work? If so, then it's probably an employee position. Does the company control what tools or equipment you use, how you can use them, what assistants you can hire, and what time you work? If you said yes, then it's probably, again, an employee position. Let's talk about penalties for misclassification. So the penalties for misclassification will mostly be felt by the company. The idea is to protect employees and independent contractors from being taken advantage of by companies that will normally have greater resources to challenge a lawsuit. If an employee is misclassified by an employer as an independent contractor, whether deliberately or on accident, and the IRS reclassifies the independent contractor to an employee, the company is on the hook for the following. So first, you've got a penalty of 1.5% of the amount paid to the employee. This is for income tax withholding. A penalty of 20% of what was paid to the employee, representing the Social Security wages. Federal unemployment taxes based on the employee's wages is another thing, and an 8.5% interest charge on all of the above. So if after asking all these questions and you're still not sure, you can fill out Form SS8 and ask the IRS to decide. This can take up to 6 months and is not a guarantee either way. As a potential employee or independent contractor, having a lawyer review the contract from the company is a great way to avoid any future problems. The same can be said for a company having their draft of an employment or independent contractor agreement reviewed by a licensed legal professional. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Kevin O'Flaherty again. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Learn About Law presented by O'Flaherty Law. If you need some help, please give us a call, 563-503-6910, 563-503-6910. Again, we offer free consultations in many areas of law, and we have several geographic locations for your convenience. If you found this helpful, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts or watch your videos. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.